Here we have a 2002 CBR F4i. It's been adult owned. In fact, the owner is a motorcycle and automotive mechanic. It's very clean. You can see that the tires have quite a bit of tread left in them. They've got plenty to pass inspection and then some, both front and rear. The tires that are on here are the Pilots, which is a good all-around street tire. The bike's geared for efficiency and top-end speed. It's not really geared for doing wheelies or, being abused. Fork seals are in great shape. The bike just had a tune-up. It's a 4-cylinder, so a tune-up, you got to do 4 spark plugs, and they're about $12 to $16 a piece. That's just been done within the last 200 miles. The air filter as well. The seats are in great shape. They've both been redone in the last year. Good strong material. The newer bikes, they run the exhaust up under the seat, which is good looking, and it'll save your exhaust if you do go down. But the drawback is, when you do that, you sacrifice the trunk space. If you take a look under here, this has the turn signal Eliminator kit, but as part of that, you get a little bit of trunk space. You get a place to put your gloves and a tool kit and your registration and your insurance, and it gives you a little place to put your iPod. So it's nice to have the pipe on the side. I had the money to buy a little bit newer bike, and I do like the way it looks with the pipe underneath, but there are advantages to this one that I think outweigh the others. So let's fire it up. Let's hear how it runs. The mileage on it, as you can see from looking at this, it's got 23,243. A bike that's been maintained and treated well the way that this one has, with frequent oil changes and good maintenance. We'll usually go around 50,000 miles, so it's only about halfway through its life cycle. If you look here, this is the temperature gauge, and as you can see that there's no input there. That means that this bike is cold. It hasn't been warmed up. That's how well this bike starts cold. There is a small dent in the tank. The previous owner before me, he was a firefighter. He had it in his garage, and his son pulled it over and it got dented there. I replaced the decals and did a little bit of minor body work just to clean that up. Low beams, you just have one light lit up. When you put on the high beams, as you see that I'm about to do, then they both light up. I do have an HID kit for this. I don't know if I'm going to put that on or not, but I do have one. We'll see what happens. If I sell it in the spring, I'll probably put the HID kit on it. Otherwise, I think it's just going to be in the barn the way that it is. You see, it's a clean bike all the way around. I went through and got rid of all the factory stickers. I thought it was a little bit too busy, and I didn't like the yellow with the rest of the getup. So I got the black ones. I ordered these to be cut and put those on, including a little Honda one that goes up underneath the tire in that concave section that you see there. Along with the turn signal Eliminator kit, it's got the LED lighting so that it doesn't have a real high demand on the alternator. That helps it to last longer. Turn on the left turn signal, and you see the left arrow flashing on that side. Just the 3 on the side illuminate. You turn on the right turn signal. Of course, you get the indicator in the instrument panel. You also get the effect there. One of the things that I really like about this bike, one of the things that I did to it, is I did the turn signals up on the mirror. Those are up high so that traffic can see them. The ones that you have in the side, while they're required and that's a factory look, these are much better because they're up at the eye level of the other drivers. It makes for a safer bike. Speaking of a safe bike, when you look into these, you'll think that they're dangerous because they're a sport bike, but they have amazing braking power. You have dual piston. You can see that there's a circle here and a circle here. Dual piston calipers on each side. So you got 4 pistons. Well, there's 2 for each side. So you got a lot of braking power. And of course, disc brakes, so they do well even when they're wet. You look at the back sprocket, you can see that the teeth still have a lot of life left. This isn't some teenage punk bike that gets neglected. This has been my baby, and my baby gets what my baby wants. It's got a high quality chain. It's not the $50 chain, it's the $300 chain. As you look at all the different things that have been done to prevent damage too, I've got the frame sliders that stick out quite a bit. They're actually nice to put your feet on when you're stopped at a stoplight. But overall, this bike's in very, very good shape. You wouldn't have to do anything to it to get it to pass inspection or take it out and go touring with it. The oil's been changed just very recently in the last 29 miles, and it's ready to go. You can see that the temperature gauge is up to 150 now, 151. But on the whole, this bike's just a really nice, well-maintained bike. It's ready to go, ready to be ridden. The reason that I'm selling it is I'm going to go in a little bit different direction. I'm going to go to more of a touring bike. I've owned probably 55, 56 motorcycles. I've pretty much always had a bike, and I buy them, I fix them up, get them just the way I want, I enjoy them, and then sell them, and then try something else. And that's what we're doing in this case. So don't let this one pass you by. This is a great opportunity on a great bike. This is not like the other ones that you'll find listed. You may find bikes that are better looking, or you may find bikes with lower miles, but you'll be pressed to find a bike that is in the state that this is, being both attractive and well maintained inside and out. And like I say, it's got a lot of the features that are really nice to have, like the trunk space, the raised up turn signals in the mirrors, and just an all around great bike.